Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. What up, what up? As usual, if you're watching on YouTube, remember day trading is risky. The chat room members already know that very well and live. So I'm watching CMCT and AMZE. Those are the top two. Let's see. One of them is a penny stock. The other, one is a penny stock, and the other is a regular, $9 stock. So we got the variety in terms of price range, and as we know, the penny stocks are really the ones that's been holding up, but doesn't mean that today we can't see something different. So gonna keep an eye open just in case CMCT ends up being the strong one. I think I'm going to watch AMCE though. Let's switch the screen around. Switch the screen around. But anyways, if you're tuning in on YouTube, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Yesterday, something that I told myself was to be a little bit more aggressive on the front side. It's still pretty early though. Just want to make sure we're holding up and not Christmas tree into candle number 2. Back to low of day for the open. Will we hold above the view up? The other one selling off a bit. So far, it's definitely fighting a little bit. Will we hold 83 and eventually get into a red to green? Do we have what it takes to push through 90? I want to be careful that it doesn't pull back to 83. Can we hold a higher low here between 83 and 80 and 90? Watching. That was pretty quick. Gonna try 86. I'm gonna give it a 1 cent stop. See if it's able to hold up here. Not quite. So we might pull back down to 83. Yep. don't love the action there so far. We got CMCT, which is somewhat sideways. No reclaim. Yeah, so CMCT, how's this one doing? CMCT. We had 970 for highs there. Currently 950 for CMCT. The pre-market highs are a little ways away at 11. Come on, at least 80. AMZE will have to break back over 04 or 84 rather. LPTH. Volume not as high. So LTPX looks a little bit better here. Pre-market highs were at 64 cents. Definitely interested in a pullback, being that we're so high up here. The last couple of green candles, we had consecutive green candles, but of course, want to make sure we don't Christmas tree. Does seem early in the front side here though, which is good. Nothing dramatic there, just a pretty calm red candle so far. I'm gonna watch for the continuation here. Lots of buying, but not quite. We're into a new 5 minute candlestick. That's the only thing I'm looking at here. BGLC. Looks like there's some volume on that one. Time. New candles. Can we make the new high? Can we make the new high? The 1 minute candle to make the new. Ah, and it's rejecting. Lovely. I only made like 1 cent in that trade, bro. I'm up 3 cents unrealized. It's just down instantly. Come on. And there's high volume as the 1 minute candle is making a new high. It's like back down instantly. Man. 69, 69 by 69. There is a bid. Can we get through 71? Can the 1 minute candle try to make the new high again? Can we see 73 this time? I'm in at 69, or basically 70. Can we see 73 this time? It's pretty much a bull flag, and watching for us to get the 1 minute candle to make the new high to eventually push. The support has been pretty tight so far. Now it's a matter of just getting that buying volume to curl back up. There's 72. Taking 2.5 cents, watching to get back in. And it's opening up more than my expectations. So 75. It's like hardly any profit taking, so I sold pretty early. Oh, just dip. Where am I filled? Jeez Louise. I probably should have just held that. That trade would have been much better to hold. See, what I don't love is that I'm like still flat. You know, I need to hit this a little harder. So 70, I'm gonna hit it a little harder. 76. Looking to size up fully on the next dip. Got to hit the front side a little harder. A little bit more size. Time. The only thing that's tough is like trying to get more of a dip, but sometimes you just have to take what you can get. Still out another half cent early there, but that's fine. That's a good trade there. That's a good trade. It might okay, yeah, it might try again. I hope I got a good fill. We might open up some more here. Can we see 78, 79? Gave it way too much time there. Yeah, yeah, okay, all right. Should have took my freaking 1 cent and a half. I don't know why my mind is showing me 80 and we're back down to 75. So bigger pullback here. I'm going to size down, taking 74.30 starter and willing to add lower as long as the pullback is tight. I'm not going to add yet just in case it does another dip. I'm going to take it. I think our 5-minute candlestick is still strong enough. But got to be careful in case this washes out below 70. If this washes out, this is where I could take a bigger loss. Didn't get filled at 72 on that dip lower, so average, not quite where I'd want it to be. Should have had 73 average. Instead, our average is still slightly higher. And our 5-minute pull candlestick is giving back everything. All right. No bueno. We're getting too much of a shooting star now. It's like we want to see 74, 75. Bro, don't chop me out like that, man. And it's looking like it's gonna curl. Great. Perfect trade idea. But you know, I didn't get the ad as low as I would like, so my average was still fairly high. And now it's freaking red to greening. But the candlestick on the 5 turned into like a shooting star though. At the very lows when we got back down there, 72. Look at the red to green, man. Just see, those are the trades that you can't afford to miss. 72 to 78. And I'm chopped out. Come on. That trade right there would have put us in a position to just be done on the day. Now we gotta hope there's another good pullback. The goal was to capture the front side aggressively. So far, that it's not a good job of doing that. And I gotta be careful because we're getting closer and closer to backside. Once backside come, that's it. These freaking penny stocks, I tell you. Son of a gun. We could end up seeing we could end up seeing a micro here. Bro, this might be a little risky, but I'm thinking it's too fast going back up. I was thinking to slam it, but you know, it would have been risky. Time. It looks like we should go over 80 here eventually. Man, these penny stocks, I tell you, bro. I'm going to take it at 79 because of my paper hands, but watching to get back in case it's still high volume here. My paper hands. The dips are pretty big. Like, you know, seven from 80 to 70. Well, that's like 76, 75. Pretty good sized dip. I had to hold down 1 cent unrealized there. I'm gonna try it again. 76.5. I'm willing to add here, but I got to be careful of the 5 minute candlestick reversing, which is kind of the same similar trade of last time. If it's backside, you know, it doesn't make sense buying any dip, but hoping it's not backside yet because we're still looking pretty bullish in our candlesticks. And now watching for break of 80. Can we see break of 80 here this time? There's 79. Do we have the volume? There's good green printing. There's 79. And I'll take 79.3. No, okay, there's 80. Not bad. If it gets through 80, we could see 84, 85 eventually. It is risky. Okay. Watching for the continuation. Tight stop. All right. Come on. 81, 82. Let's not lose the steam. Damn. Okay, that's fine. Feel like I should be up way more than 180, but okay. It is a little extended, but we do have the new push here. If we are able to hold 79.80, we should keep going into the new range. We got to hold up 79 area here. I'm going to throw out an order just to see. Small size. Now fly. Fly. Still selling a little early. I should be up way more. So I got to be careful. One more good trade and we can ease off here. One more sweet dip. One more sweet dip. See, what I should have done was held to 84. Like, I know we could go till to 84. Instead, I sold 81 again. It's just 3 cents too short, right? It might be 79 or 80. Sometimes just adding isn't a bad idea, but of course, you know, you can end up taking that massive loss if it keeps dipping. Taking 81.5. I'm watching for like a higher low versus 79. And of course it's 70. Of course it's 79. Yeah, of course. This could be backside though. Sweet day trading, I tell you these days. Of course it's 79. Of course. Just of course. Big Steve, I'm getting cooked on this thing, man. The front side has been good. I should be up 1K. I'm not. I'm in the slumps. I'm up 50 bucks on this thing, which is just ridiculous. Of course it was 79, bro. 79, 1 cent, you know, drawback below that, and we're back up. See all those 50-50 areas there, I'm just like getting cooked. I'm getting cooked. And 85 to 82, L81, 5 wasn't bad. It does look like we could get back up, so I'll keep watching, of course. Maybe we're able to retest. I'm gonna keep an eye. I need to avoid backside massive red candle. That's the biggest thing. At least if we're flat, that's better than like yesterday we lost at the end of it. And we're pretty extended, so I'm not interested in any dips here. Hopefully it keeps holding 78, 79. And we can try again. But I'm not interested in a dip just because it's so extended. Bro, there's no way that this freaking thing does this nice move and make 20 bucks. Why did that take so long? It looked like it reclaimed there for a little bit. Maybe it'll try, but it could sneak back up. It's possible. Mm-mm-mm. A little too much complaining there. We kind of missed the 78 entry for the reclaim. It does look promising that it could retest slowly here. It is so fast when it gets ready. I couldn't even react to that one. I'm like, I'll just wait for it to start curling, but it just curls up like 3 cents instantly. It's a strong one for sure. I hope I got a good fill there. What's the time? Please go, go, go. All right, we gotta hold on to this couple $100. So coming back down to 4,500 shares and watching and seeing. It's almost feeling like my dial needs to be turned one more degree, you know, to be in full sync. There's just too many areas of like missing trades or fumbling trades, despite the analysis being there. Whatever I think, that's what I just need to do. Like, hey, I think this thing is gonna go to 85, just buy and just have my stop and see, you know. So there's 89, and the cat is gonna start making a bunch of noise now. 88. Come on, hold 86. Oh, 85 for 85. I'm gonna take it higher and try again. A little aggressive, but there's 87, 87, 7. Good trade. And I think we can push through 90 right here. Push through 90 for Pastor. Like you know you can. Like you know you can. A bit of a stuff. Everything says we should push through 90. See, but I keep selling 89.9. It's like, why? I should be still holding. Paper hands. This time, is this it? Oh, rejection. $89, $89, $90, $89. It needs to hold above 90. If it does, then $1 should be imminent. So if I see 91, I'm just gonna buy and hold. There's a bid, 89. I'm just gonna buy unless it breaks a bid. Tight stop. Okay, bid getting filled. If it breaks 91, I'm holding and not selling till 1. We gotta hope it doesn't reach backside right here because we are pulling back at the highs. Still looks bullish, but we are a little extended. Like in my mind, I feel like I'm up 5,000, and then I look down here, I come up $300. It's just makes you want to go mad. And I forgot to record my screen today. Shit, that's not gonna help. Son of a gun. For those of you in the chat room, if you hear some background noise, there's a cat that's just like meowing. There's a cat. Here to bring some good luck. Some good fortune. We could be approaching backside. I'm waiting for 91. I think we could still see a false breakout at that point, but if the volume is high enough, we'll have a good chance of just going all the way. What's it going to be? Do we have what it takes? Our new 5-minute candlestick is green so far. Come on, do not give in to a pullback yet. Give us $1, $1.50. And be one of the strongest stocks of the year. Now that might be wishful thinking, right? Way back up the mind. If it sells off here, that's it. No, we had enough of a move. I don't want to touch anything here. Nothing. I don't want to even look at this pullback for entries. It's just too risky based off of where we are and how vicious backside is. What I can do though is pay attention for like closer to 90 in case it sneaks back up. That's where I want to be in. And not trying to catch this falling knife. How do I only make $400 in this move? Like it just doesn't make sense. Like it's too much of a move. It's too much of a move. I think that dip where we kind of got caught, that was a terrible area to not capture because 72 to 78 was so good. And I think it might have been over here at 950. And we kind of missed that move. And if backside had came at that high, we wouldn't have made anything. Is how brutal it is in these current market conditions. But I want people to notice something, right? Like what we're looking at here has nothing to do with price improvement. Like a lot of people say like price improvement, right? Like what does price improvement have to do with me buying the dip so late, and not being in on a great average? In fact, my starter position was really high. It's like that stuff has nothing to do with anything other than executing better as a trader. So it's like really and truly for anybody listening, like once you master in your strategy and your mastery of candlesticks is there and you're really scaling in. I think for me, I need to improve my system of scaling in. Maybe I'm taking too much size too early and not adding enough lower, right? Once you have that dialed in, it's A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. Price improvement and all that garbage has nothing to do with anything. It's just candlesticks. And nobody can disagree with that because it's just that simple, you know? Like this just came straight down to candlesticks. Nothing else. Nothing else. Whether it's free commission, small commission, you know, I captured that dip properly. Our days double, tripled because we had size. We had more size. That was actually our biggest position, which I think was 9,000 shares. And obviously, my share size is kind of small, right? Like real size is like 100K size on this. Like I'd say, even for like myself, like using 30K size and buying 2, 3 times. So I'm not right. I'm not quite there mentally, obviously. So, but the same trades that I'm executing, I need to keep working on the system to where it's more dialed in with accuracy. And then once accuracy is there, even 100,000 plus shares, 300,000 shares, because the accuracy is more on your side. If you're still dialing it in, then it doesn't make sense to use massive size because then you could just end up like taking big losses. This right now, touching this is suicide. I'm not even gonna look at this chart. History in this current market tells us nothing here is gonna hold up, and going short, even going short now should still work. Not guaranteed, not financial advice, but that's what this nonsense market tells us now. So 5 minute pullbacks do not work. Like trying to buy here and watching it curl back up a little bit. I'm not even looking at it. I'm gonna take my 400 bucks and run, recovering yesterday's losses at least for the most part. But we got to do better in the front side, man. We got to, I think, for notes tomorrow. So we wrote down notes yesterday, which was to be more aggressive in the front side. I think we have to write down notes for pullbacks in as it relates to scaling in into the pullback. Maybe I should have been in with 2,000 shares first. These are like, like just saying this out loud is just so crazy because this is like, in itself, risk management 101, right? Some of it does depend on where we pull back to. I mean, relative to the size you want to take. I don't mind a happy medium in the dip because it's so hard to get the bottom every time. But at least I think vocal and let's say verbal analysis, that's what can help, right? Verbal analysis of a game plan be as the dip now starts, like before it starts, because there's usually time like, hey, where could we potentially go? What do I want my average to be? And what do I want my stop loss to be in the trade? That way it's very defined. Look at this nonsense still going down, right? This is gonna just Christmas tree here. Once backside is here, that's it. Time to go short. But there are people who get caught because there's so many days where backside comes right here in the first red candles. And it's like, depending on your average, right? We had a high of 73, a low of 69. If you're shorting it early every time, we could potentially get caught going up on the breakout over and over until it finally does this, where it's more defined. If it does a red to green here, like all the way back to 90, it'll be worth trading because people will be caught short who might hold in case it rejects the highs again. And some people will be out tightly, but others might just keep adding, and then that's where we can get a squeeze over one again. Normally, at least. In these type of markets, sometimes you get that push to 90, and then you're in for a rude awakening, which is a knife down. So the risk is still real. Day trading, man. The easiest, hardest way to make money. The easiest, hardest way. See, taking a starter here, I think I could take a starter here, actually. It's not a bad idea in case it gets to 90. Let me see. Actually, let me also test out this hotkey here. Yep, that did not work. Um, let's see. My hotkey shouldn't have any issues, but Jesus, this platform, I tell you. Holy smokes! See, I'm missing my starter trade there. All right, all right. Maybe it just goes all the way here. Holy smokes! Should have just took my regular 4,500. Would have gotten paid. I gotta be careful though not to get back, right? Because it could still fail. I'd say at least 40% of short sellers already covered, maybe 50%. Squeeze City, Squeeze City. Damn, bro, 84 starter on the bear flag. Should be Squeeze City if it's good. A small pullback is fine. Oh, that's so quick. See, this is how you can fumble it, right? Oh man, you dirt man. This is where Tim would just start calling stocks names. Alright, I gotta be careful not to lose, right? I've missed from 84 or to 92 already. Son of a gun. Also, my hotkey for 2,000 shares starter, like, what's going on with that? I gotta double check it. Jeez. Oh my god. At this rate, I might have to just turn off my screen. 102 is the halt up. Lose my freaking mind trading stocks, I tell you. Squeeze City, Squeeze City. This does make me pretty excited though. It's a pretty extended move. Best not to be early on the dip. $94. Time. 2 minutes to the new 5-minute candlestick. Man. It almost feels like I shouldn't even trade it because it's just, you can't miss that type of move. It could just knife down. This is where probability comes into play. Like, what are the odds that we get to 120 versus fail? We did get short sellers to get trapped. More of them probably covered into that move again. Are the stubborn ones big and still adding to where we could just keep going and more buyers still come? You really want to be in at 84, start or adding 90 and then selling here. This buying here is just kind of crazy. Buying here is what I want to be doing if I'm already, and I got to speak in like more first person here so it doesn't sound like I'm telling people anything, right? Obviously, I'm trying to speak my mind out loud, but assuming we're capturing those trades like we should, maybe smaller size here to see what it does. Which my hotkey is not even set up for smaller size. So I think maybe best just to stay on the sidelines. If it ends up giving a proper pullback for a bull flag and we base out again, that could give us a new runway, but you got to be careful here. An idiot. Oh my god. I forgot what the hotkey was, of course. That's what it was. Alright, so it's holding up nicely. Jeez, bro. Unreal. I got those hotkeys set under control and not shift. No continuation over one. This is pretty promising, though, I will say. The halt, I think, is 14. Time. 5 minute candlestick is almost finished. I don't know. I think I'm gonna walk away. I think I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna take the green, smile, and it's been a good day. Tomorrow again, bro. I'm like, I don't even care if this thing goes to 120. That's it. I'm gonna protect my gains. I'm gonna protect my gains and just walk away. Take the small gain and know that this is a promising move here for the future and for small caps. Man, jeez. Oh man, wow, wow, just unreal. I do love that the analysis was really nice today, though. The analysis was spot on. We had a nice move. We just have to continue working on executing better and be better for the next time, the next day, and continue on that cycle over and over and over and over all the time, all the time. So in my notes here, I'm gonna write down a couple things. One, smaller size hotkeys under control and not shift. Which was what's crazy is that I didn't do my full due diligence yesterday because this happened and I forgot to check. It happened on like a different stock, I think. Small hotkeys. My analysis is up 10,000. I'm up 300. What a disparity there. Small size hotkey under control. This is very promising, man. It's very good to see. Very good. And then when buying dips, this is 101 as well. You know, after a few days of this, I feel like we should have no issues. Ay, ay, ay. When buying dips, have a game plan early in the pullback, or as we're like now pulling back, a more defined game plan that is verbal. You know, verbal game plan that is defined. we are gonna have to use some discretion in the moment, right? Like in terms of the pullback and the size and things like that. But three components. The reason why I'm stopping is because the risk of going is not worth it for the gains that I have. So I'm just gonna take the gains, right? It just doesn't make any sense, like at all, like mathematically, financially. It kind of it'll be stupid for me to keep going at this rate. So I'll take the $300 and then just work on being better for tomorrow, because the reality is we're gonna get a million more stocks like this. And as you guys know, I'll be here till I'm like 90 years old. So you know the good news is that we have a lot of time to keep mastering ourselves. Three components: size and starter size for scaling in, like total size and then starter size. So once we start to pull back, I need to tell myself, okay, this is the range where I think the pullback will go. This is how much total size I want to take. And this is how much size I want my starter to be relative to the total size of the position that I'll be taking. Day trading 101. And then stop loss. Stop loss in the trade has to be at the support, at the low of the support. All right. Yesterday we had down one of our bigger marks, was a little bit more size earlier in the move to be more aggressive on front side. Today we had a more defined front side and longer front side, which was good. We'll have to be careful though. The only time where we'll really make money is when the front side moves continues, right? And of course, under the context, we're executing better. But on any day where we get two green candles on the 1 minute chart and we're looking very good over the pre-market highs, but then let's say we're past the first 5-10 minutes of the day, but then the stock just still red to green, green to red, and Christmas trees right back down. It's like if you're taking that dip, obviously you're just gonna lose, right? So a lot of it also comes down to us being in a strong market condition and having a stock, at least one stock that can hold up the front side move every day before the like the massive flush out. Like if this stock LPTX sells off here as a long bias trader, nobody should be complaining, right? Like we had a move from like 50 cents to $1. The stock did its job. At that point, we have to do our job, right? All right, looks good. Notes are down. Tomorrow, we make the improvements once again. This is how it feels, for me, like back in the days, especially like before I barely became profitable. It's like, this is exactly what it is. This is what it is every day. Is that you just have to keep adding something smaller and smaller and smaller over and over and over, and also let the discipline compound. You can't forget what it is that you worked on last week because you're working on something new this week. You have to also add that into it and keep the mistakes few and far apart, which will lead to you being more consistent as you become more refined from making the adjustments over time, and then you get to a place of just smooth sailing and size, you know. So it's imminent. It's just a matter of time, and every day, slowly but surely, because it's already written down in the history books for those people who might have forsaken themselves and forgot. Me, I haven't forgot, not even for a second. If I did, I wouldn't have been here. I would have already quit trading and been, you know, doing some other career or something. But I already know what it is. So, you know, today's just another day in the process here. And, you know, I'm also very open to becoming, getting to a place of refinement and consistency. And then something happens again after another few years, you know, like that's just good business, right? On the side of what we're going against. So even far down in the future when that happens, you know, we smile, we put our heads down, and we just keep going again because this is what we do. You know, we win. So hit the thumbs up for taking a small green day, and I'll catch you guys later. Tomorrow again. Just up 300 bucks. All right. For those people who are here every day, bro, watch. Just a matter of time. And now we're going to be seeing the crowd go wild as the past stores hitting on stocks like this one, especially 10, 15K days. And the good thing too is that we already have that that experience of size. So it wouldn't be that much of a learning curve once we are where we need to be. It'll just be a matter of pushing the button with another zero at the end. And then that's it. Because mentally we've done it before, so we know what to expect in terms of like P&L and losses, and we're not afraid of that. So, you know, the winning side of it is there, the reward is there, the risk is going to be present. But as long as we're consistent and our strategy is where it needs to be, then we just smile and trade every day. That's what day trading is, right? For those people who are new to the channel. And that's why Relentless Trader is the people's champion. This is where I'm going to end it. I'm not going to keep talking, but hit the thumbs up, subscribe. 300 bucks a day will keep the 9 to 5 away. For now. All right, stay safe, stay green.